Today's lesson is about power rule of derivative. For a constant number, the derivative will be 0. X to the nth power, you will get n times x to the n minus 1th power. Any constant number times a function, the derivative, you will get the c times the derivative of this function. For function addition, you will get the derivative of each function, then add together. Here is the rule. We have x to the nth power. Derivative, you will get the nx n minus 1. Try to remember some easy one, like x first power, that equals 1. X squared, you will get the 2x. X third, you will get 3x squared. And try to remember some fraction operation, like you have 1/2 minus 1. You will get negative 1 over 2. 1 over 3 minus 1, you will get negative 2 over 3. And negative 1 minus 1, you will get negative 2. Negative 2 minus 1 equals negative 3. Don't mess that up when you are dealing with these simple operations. Look at the A. When you do the derivative for this, you will get 1/2. X to the 4th, you will get the 4x, 4 minus 1, that's the third power, minus 6. Then drop down this 2, you will get the 2 minus 1, that's x. Simplify. Over 1, then reduce. You will get the 2x third power minus 12x. For the B, when you have a monomial as denominator, always separate. So we have x third over x plus x over x minus 3 over x. Then change everything into power form. Therefore, you will get the x squared plus 1 minus 3x to the negative first power. For the first one, you will get the 2x. Constant number will be 0, it's gone. Then working on this, minus 3 times negative 1 drop down, always drop down these exponents. Then you have x, negative 1 minus 1, that's negative 2. Then you simplify, you will get a 2x. Negative 3 times negative 1 is positive 3. X to the negative second power, that will be x squared. Top is 3. This will be the final answer for B. Okay, let's go to C. Since so far we just learned the power rule, so we expand this. Remember that A plus B to the third power, you have A third power plus 3A squared B plus 3AB squared plus B to the third power. Therefore, we got the x third power plus 3 times x squared times this 2 plus 3 times x times 2 squared plus 3 to the third power. Then we organize, you will get a 6x squared plus this is a 4. So 3 times 4, that's 12x plus 8. Now we do derivative for that. You will get 3x squared plus, drop down, you can get 6 times 2 is 12. X, 2 minus 1 is x to the first power, plus 12. Because this x, derivative for x is 1. 8 is gone, constant number is 0. Then this will be the derivative for this C. Now let's go to D. We know this is a formula. Six times x to the 1/2 power. Still, 1/2 drop down. Then 1/2 minus 1, that will be x to the negative 1/2 power. So reduce here. You will get 3 times 1 over square root of x equals 3 over square root of x. Try to remember this. 1/2, when you do the derivative, equals 1/2, 1 over square root of x. And x is a negative 1/2. You will get a negative 1/2, 1 over x square root of x. If possible, remember these rules so that it's easy for you to do the derivative. And also like this derivative, you can get negative 1 over x squared. And this one, you will get negative 2x to the third power. Let's write down the formula. Let's go to E. You will get the x is negative 1/2 power. Then we will do the derivative for that. Drop down the exponents. So we have negative 1/2. Negative 1/2 minus 1. This will be negative 3 over 2. Therefore, you have negative 1/2. 1 over square root x third power. You know the x third power basically means x square root of x. Because x third power, I can write down x squared times x. So this x squared will be, take out its x square root of x left. So negative 1/2 x square root of x. Here's 1. You can put this together, negative 1, 2x square root of x. Let's go to F. You will get 1 over 5 x to the negative second power. So for derivative of fx, I can get this derivative. Drop down the negative 2. You will get 1 over 5 times negative 2. X, negative 2 minus 1. You will get the negative 3. So over 1 negative 2 over 5 times 1 over x third power. So we put this together, 5x third power, top is a negative 2. This will be your answer. Now let's go to this G. Do the derivative for that. 4 pi state times 3 drop down. Then 3 minus 1 is squared. So we have 12 pi x squared. For H, turning into power form. So I have x first power times x 1/2. We add 1 plus 1/2. So we get x is 3 over 2. When you do the derivative for this, drop down 3 over 2 times. Then 3 over 2 minus 1, you will get 1/2, because this is you multiply by 2. X is 1/2 power. Therefore, you get 3 square root of x over 2. This will be the derivative for h. Find the gradient of tangent to A. When you have this kind of questions, since your denominator is monomial, I will separate. So y equals x third over x squared minus 4x over x squared minus 8 over x squared. Reduce, you will get the x minus reduce, here's x left. So minus 4 times x to the negative first power minus 8x to the negative second power. Now we got to do derivative. This will be 1 minus 4. Negative 1 drop down. Then minus 1, you will get the negative 2. Minus 8 times negative 2, x, here's the negative 3, because negative 2 minus 1. So we organize 1, negative 4 times negative 1 is positive 4. That's 1 over x squared plus 16 times 1 over x third power. Organize 1 plus 4 over x squared plus 16 over x third power. We are looking for the gradient, that means the slope of the tangent line, means derivative. X equals negative 1. Therefore, you will get the derivative of f of negative 1 equals 1 plus 4 negative 1 squared plus 16 negative 1 to the third power. So we have 1 plus 4 minus 16. Negative 1 squared is 1. Negative 1 third power is negative 1. So your answer will be negative 11. Now let's go to B. Since we just learned the power rule, therefore we got to do distributive property, then do the FOIL. So y equals distributive property, we got x squared plus x times 2x minus 5. This time we do the FOIL. You will get the 2x third power minus 5x squared plus 2x squared minus 5x. Then we combine like terms, 2x third power minus 3x squared minus 5x. Then the derivative for y, you will get, look at this, make 3 down, x squared minus 3, 2 down, then x minus 5. Simplify 6x squared minus 6x minus 5. We need to get the gradient of the tangent line, means we plug negative 1 into this derivative function. Therefore, you will get derivative of f of negative 1 equals 6 times negative 1 squared minus 6 times negative 1 minus 5. 6 plus 6 minus 5 equals 7. Now let's go to C. First of all, we need to change everything into power form so that we can use this power rule of derivative. Therefore, you get the y equals x to the negative second power plus 6x is 1/2. For derivative of this y, drop down negative 2x, negative 2 minus 1, plus 6 times 1/2. 1/2 minus 1. Simplify negative 2 times x to the negative third power. This is a 1, this is a 3. So I got the plus 3. X is a negative 1/2. Because 1/2 minus 1, that's a negative 1/2. So we simplify. This is x third power plus 3. That's a square root of x. Then we need to plug in 4 into this function of derivative. So we get negative 2 over 4 to the third power plus 3 square root of 4. That is negative 264 plus 3 over 2. Reduce. You will get negative 1 over 32 plus 2 times 16. That's 32. Try to get the LCD. So we get 3 times 16. Denominator is 32. 3 times 16, that's 48. Negative 1 plus 48, that's 47. So this will be the gradient of the tangent line for this C. Let's go to guided practice 3. Suppose fx equals this. F of 2 equals 4 and derivative of f of negative 1 equals 2. Try to find the constants b and c. The meaning for f of 2 equals 4 means every single x turn into 2 for this function. So we get the f of 2 equals 2 squared plus b plus 1 times 2 plus 2c. It should be equals to 4. You will set up this equation. Simplify 4 plus distributive property 2b plus 2 plus 2c equals 4. So we have 2b plus 2c equals, subtract 4, subtract 2. You will get negative 2. So from this given information, we got this equation. Look at this information. That's the derivative of f of negative 1 equals 2. So you have to get the derivative of fx first. Therefore, you will get this will be 2x plus b plus 1. Because for derivative for x, that means 1. 2c is constant, it's gone. Because it's 0. Now, we plug negative 1 into this function. So you get 2 times negative 1 plus b plus 1. Then equals 2. Simplify. Negative 2 plus b plus 1 equals 2. Then b equals 2 plus 2 minus 1 equals 3. If b equals 3, then we check here. 2c equals negative 2 minus 2b. We plug in here. You will get negative 2 minus 2 times 3. Get the negative 8. So c equals negative 4. Let's talk about how to interpret the derivative. First of all, the slope of a tangent line to the curve at x, we call that the derivative of fx. And derivative of fx equals 0 at the local maximum and minimum point. In other words, look at this graph. This point, the derivative of fx equals to 0. Here, derivative of fx equal to 0. So normally we use derivative of fx to find the local maximum or minimum point. Now let's talk about a gradient of a tangent line and a gradient of a normal line. Suppose this is the point A, f of A. The tangent line is this. Normal line is this one, this line. The gradient of this tangent line, we know the derivative is the slope of tangent line. Therefore, m sub t stands for slope of tangent line equals derivative of f of A. Normal line and a tangent line are perpendicular to each other. Therefore, m sub t times m sub n equals -1. So we have slope of a normal line equals -1 over slope of a tangent line. So we get this. The equation of a tangent line, we can write down this. Using the y minus y1 equals slope x minus x1. Using this point and a slope equation for linear function. The equation of a normal line will be this. Now let's go to guided practice 4. Determine where, if anywhere, the tangent line to this function is parallel to the line y equals 4x minus 17. Slope of a tangent line means a derivative. So we will figure out the derivative of fx. Using the power rule, you will get 3x squared minus 10x plus 7. It will be equals to the slope of this linear function that equals to 4. Since this is a quadratic function, the keywords will be equal 0. So move, you will get equal 0. 3x squared minus 10x. Here's minus 4, so you get the plus 3 equal to 0. You will do the ninja x to figure out the root by factoring. 9, 3, 3. Here's -10. You can get the -1, -9. Reduce -3, 1. So I'll put the x here, x here. You will get 3x minus 1 times x minus 3 equal to 0. So x1 equals 1 over 3, x2 equals 3. Then you need to plug in 1 over 3 to the function f of x and also f of 3. Plug in here. Use calculator, you will get f of 1 over 3 equals negative 680 over 27. F of 3 equals negative 24. So the solution will be at these 2 points. The tangent line to the function will be parallel to this line, y equals 4x minus 17. Guided practice 5. Determine where, if anywhere, the tangent line to this is perpendicular to the line y equals -1/2 x minus 1. First of all, we need to figure out the slope of a perpendicular line. It will be 2. Because -1/2 times 2 equals -1. The derivative of this fx equals 3x squared minus 2x plus 1. Using this power rule of derivative. Then equals this 2. Since this is a quadratic function, try to get equal 0 for minus 2 both sides, that's minus 1. Then do the ninja x, -3, -2 over 3 over 3. So negative 3, 1. You will get reduce. Here's x minus 1 and 3x plus 1 equal to 0. So you get the x1 equals 1, x2 equals negative 1 over 3. Then you need to plug back f of 1 and also f of negative 1 over 3. We put into calculator, you will get f of 1 equals negative 1. F of negative 1 over 3 equals negative 67 over 27. Therefore, at a point 1, negative 1, and negative 1 over 3, negative 67 over 27, the tangent line will be perpendicular to y equals negative 1/2 x minus 1. Guided practice 6. Find an equation of the line normal to the tangent of the graph. First of all, we need to figure out the slope of a normal line. So derivative of fx equals 3x squared minus 3. Then the slope of a tangent line equals 3 times 2 squared minus 3. You will get 9. And then the slope of a normal line, you will get negative 1 over 9. From this 9, you can do reciprocal. Then you do opposite. That's how you get the slope of a perpendicular line. Then you use this point slope form to write down the equation of a normal line. This will be the x1, y1. So you will have y minus 3 equals negative 1 over 9 x minus 2. That's it.